Time right now is 9:42 here on Live Impact News. We know summer heat means summer power bills are going up, and this year the Carolina area families are feeling it more than ever. Doesn't it seem like that? A new report from Evergreen Collaborative lays out steps, though, that we can take to bring down some of those costly bills. Breaking it all down, joining us via Zoom is Lena Moffitt, the Executive Director of Evergreen Collaborative. Lena, thanks for joining us this morning.
Thanks so much for having me.
Tell us a little bit about the work that Evergreen Collaborative does and this report that you have just released.
Yeah, we are a small nonprofit dedicated to moving policies forward that will cut both pollution and costs for families. And I'm so glad you're covering this issue because, like you noted, energy prices are up so much, 16% nationally since 2025, and gas prices are at over $4 a gallon. Folks are really feeling squeezed, and so it's top of mind for so many of us.
Sure is. What's driving up the energy bills?
It's a number of things, but one that your viewers have probably heard a lot about is data centers. These facilities use a huge amount of energy, and in most places across the country, regular ratepayers like me and you and your viewers are still on the hook to pay for these facilities' power needs and their upgrades to the grid, and that's just got to change because it's not fair. Another key reason is oil and gas. These are global commodities, and when supplies are constrained for whatever reason, whether it's a war in the Middle East or in Europe, prices go up and then bills go up, and we don't have much control over that. And finally, like you noted, climate change. Summers are just getting hotter and hotter. We have been feeling it here in DC where I am. More people need air conditioning more of the time, and that can put a real strain on our power grid. But the good news is that it doesn't have to be this way. There are solutions like clean energy, homegrown power sources like wind and solar and battery storage that can lower prices for all of us and also keep pollution down at the same time. So one key thing that state leaders can do is help us move to clean energy as fast as possible.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely one of the solutions we've been talking about. And yeah, data centers, and that is all the top discussions between many local leadership in towns. Talk us through this affordability roadmap. What's the core idea behind it?
Well, there are 30 key steps in it outlining where states can help keep energy more affordable, give folks transportation options, and build more efficient, affordable housing. Taken together, that's the bulk of most families' budgets. And the through line here is really about clean energy. It's just the cheapest source of power now, and clean energy is cheap energy. We got to move to it quickly. And so we ran the numbers on several of these policies to see just how much folks would save in some sample states. So, for instance, in a state like Virginia, which has one of the highest numbers of data centers in the country, they would save over $700 a year by employing just a few of these policies. So these are things that we want state leaders to enact as fast as possible to really put more money back in people's pockets.
And so when it comes to making that first step, if you wanted to go towards clean energy, solar panels, they are expensive for that initial investment. What do you tell folks who are, pinching pennies as they're trying to navigate some of these cost-saving solutions?
Yeah, any cost these days can be challenging for folks as things are so expensive. One of the best things that state leaders can do to help lower the cost of energy sources is make it easier to permit and build them. Clean power like wind and solar are so cheap because they don't have fuel costs once they're built. And so some of the biggest costs are the soft costs, as we call them, like permitting and siting that can hold up those projects and make them more expensive and lengthy to build as they wait to get plugged into the grid. And so streamlining permitting and siting decisions can really help lower costs even further and make it faster to get that power onto the grid. I would also encourage your watchers to contact their local utilities, because a lot of utilities have programs that will come out and do a home energy efficiency audit for your houses to see, are they leaking? Is your air conditioning leaking out from under your front door? And some simple changes like weather stripping under your door or inside your windows can help lower bills right away and make your home more efficient.
Oh yeah, that little strip will help throughout the year. And are there any states that are successful with some of these practices?
Well, a shout out to North Carolina actually has a really innovative program through your utilities, actually. We call it inclusive utility investment, where you can actually get things for your home like heat pumps and rooftop solar, actually, and then pay back those things over time. By accruing the savings over your utility bill so that you don't actually have to have any of those upfront costs for North Carolina residents. And that's a really innovative policy that most states in the country don't have. So good on North Carolina for taking the lead there. And then we've seen other states like Michigan streamline clean energy permitting and siting, like I mentioned, and that's another step that other state leaders should follow suit on.
All right, very good. I did not know that about North Carolina. Pat on the back for us. All right.
Exactly.
Lena, where can people go for more information?
Check out evergreencollaborative.com for the whole playbook and to see more detail on the great North Carolina example and your inclusive utility investment program. Everybody should take advantage of it.
Yeah, sounds good. I'll definitely take a look. Lena Moffitt from
Awesome.
Evergreen Collaborative, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate the tips
Thank
and
you so much.
conversation. Yeah, have a great day.
Great talking with you.
You too.
Bye.
And we'll be right back on Live Impact News.